Hello guys, welcome to another video. I just like making them short so that you know you do not get tired or bored watching them, but you have the time to watch them and then feel at your own pace, and then absorb much of the information that I'm putting in there, because I believe what I have to share is really good. And so uh let's just dive into this. Okay, let's just dive into this. And in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use support and resistance in ICT to ICT concepts, to explain to you how I view the market and where I think the markets will go. And so in this video, I'll just be looking at 3 pairs. I already want to look at a lot to make the video long, so I'll be looking at Usdcad, which I'm looking at the moment, and I'm on the 3-month chart, right? The 3-month chart. So Usdcad, Usdchf, and then Usdjpy, because if you know where Usdcad is going, you will know where GBP card and Euro card, AUD card, NZD card are going, because it's just like the DXY and EUG, right? And so when you know where USDJPY is going, then you most likely know where the other JPY pairs will be going. If you know where USDCHF is going, you know where the other CHF pegged pairs are likely to move. Okay, so without any further ado, without any long talk, let's just move into this. So on the 3-monthly chart, what we can see is this. We've seen this huge expansive month with this candle. We swept the high of this month, closed inside the range of the month, and left this bullish fair value gap. That is the end of the story for me. Once I have this fair value gap formed, we've already traded into the fair value gap. That is it. That is all I need. That is all I need. And so with this, all I'll do is that I'll mark the high of this candle and then go into this fair value gap and look for the low which has been formed in this candle. And so I'll go into the monthly, right? Wait, let me mark this thing up properly before I go. Okay, so yes, exactly. So that is the fair value gap, and then you can see that price has tapped into the 50% and then it's rejecting off of that. So we go into the daily, and then we see that we already have price reacting to that. That's the swing high I marked, price reacting to that. And then at the 50%, we see that we have this order block, and then there's a tiny fair value gap in here. Let me increase so that you guys are able to see. So we see this order block, and then there's a tiny fair value gap right inside of that. Great. And then going into this bullish fair value gap as well, you see that we've swept liquidity over here, which is very key. We've swept liquidity into this PD array and then into this monthly bullish order block. Let's go into the 4-hour to make sense of this. Great. And so this is it. We know we've swept liquidity here. Oh, why is this? Great. So we know we've swept liquidity right above this. Good. So back into the 4-hour candle, 4-hour chart. So we swept liquidity here where this blue line is. Going into this, we had a sharp 10 move, fair value gap into the PD array, fair value gap out of the PD array. We've also formed another fair value gap right here. Okay, and so ideally, what I would like to see is that price retraces into this fair value gap, and then we move up. Okay, and then we move up. So for Usdcad, I am super bullish on Usdcad because you are coming from the 3-monthly. It's not just the monthly, this is the 3-monthly chart, a fair value gap in the 3-monthly chart, and then we'll be clearing all the liquidity above here into that, and so right here into that. Okay, so there isn't much to talk about on Usdcad. this is just simple and straightforward analysis. So keeping in mind that we have this fair value gap right here, okay, let's just look at the support and resistance level, which will add more confluence to what we are doing. Exactly. And then you see that right here we at this key support level, which we've already tapped into, we have this fair value gap, the monthly fair. And this is something I like to see when this key support or resistance level maps onto PDRE, a higher time frame PDRE. Now let's go into the monthly to see if we can add more sense to it, right? And so you see that we have this reaction here, this reaction here. We fell short of touching it a few pips here, somewhere, but we broke through it right here. We've retraced into it. So what do we expect for price to run to this high? And then the more reason why I have the conviction that price will go there is because of, 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, and 3, exactly. So you see, we have this relatively equal highs right here. Even though liquidity was grabbed right here, this forms a relatively equal highs, and then price can easily target these places. And so the only thing I'm waiting for is a proper entry. I could set my limit right here. See, this is where the liquidity was grabbed. I could set my limits right here, then target the next resistance, the resistance level, exactly. So if I were to enter, I wouldn't buy immediately. I would rather wait for price to retrace into this level where the fair value gap is. Okay, and then let me put my stop below, just down a bit here. This is good, yeah, this is better. So here, and then we move up into the next resistance level. So that's the trade idea on Usdcad. So GBP card, Euro card, AUD card, NZD card, the only thing I'll be looking for on those pairs are buys. Are buy trades, exactly. And so that's how it is with USD card. Now let me just move on to Usdjpy, and then we see what we can do with that. Okay, I think I've made some analysis here already, but let me clear it and then we go over it. And see what is going on here. Now this is the reason why sometimes I like support and resistance, because when I can't see clear PDREs, support and resistance helps me. So by here I will try to make sense of this chart, and then we move. Good. So I see this level of support here as well, and then what I see is this fair value gap. We tapped into it the first one. For the first time we moved up, tapped into this order block, retraced, we filled the fair value gap, the remainder of the fair value gap, which is right here. Let me enlarge it so that you can see. Okay, so you see, this is what I'm talking about. We tapped into this fair value gap for the first time, we ran above, tapped into this order block, we've come down, we've completely filled this fair value gap, tapped into this bullish order block, right? Tapped into this bullish order block. So that would mean that we could potentially see price going upwards, right? Now on the weekly, I think I see some good resistance level right here as well. That's great. Yeah, so we have a touch here, we broke through, left the fair value gap here, pushed us down, broke through, saw support here, saw some support, we broke through it again, and then here we are. Now we've broken through, retested this level of resistance. So ideally, the thinking or the idea is that we will run down to this level, which right now at the moment, that's what looks super clear to me. Okay, that's what looks super clear to me. Even though we have this, I was talking about the monthly bullish order block, but at the moment, what I'm seeing right now in the chart is that since we have retested, broken and retested this resistance level, the only thing I'll be interested in is shorts to the downside, okay, to the next resistance level. And then going into the daily, today is Friday, market is closed, and so we've left this bearish fair value gap. We have left this bearish fair value gap. And so looking at this fair value gap as well, we've swept the low of this candle, right? We've closed inside the range of this candle. So all I want to see is that price goes into this fair value gap, tests this fair value gap, and then we drop down into this resistance level. Okay, we drop down into that resistance level. And so going into the 4 hour to refine the fair value gap where the entry is going to be, this is the 50%. Then you see that there's this fair value gap where price has entered and is retested, but I wouldn't short the market at this place. I would wait for an entry, for price to tap into this fair value gap, and then potentially this bearish order block, this green candle here, this bearish order block. And so this is going to be the setup for me, right? This is it for me. Yes, okay, so this is it. So it could be, this trade could be either from here, from this fair value gap down, or should price decide to test this order block, this bearish order block, then, or assuming I'm taking out on the first one, no, on the first trade, then this will be it. Okay, yeah, I think I like where it is because it's above this candle high, the stop loss is above this candle. So this is it, basically this is it. So it's either price comes in here and then trades all the way down. Oh, I just okay. I think this is it. I think I got it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then price comes all the way here. So this gives a 1:5, this gives a 1:6, or you could just put it this here and then cover the high of the candle, and then there's a 1:2 trade, right? So if price should just decide to push higher, you've at least got this bearish order block there, or you could put it slightly above here, then you have a 1:4 trade, 1:4 points, now almost a 1:5 trade. Okay, so with USD being bearish on Usdjpy, I anticipate that GBP JPY, Euro JPY will also be bearish, right? And so now onto USDCHF. Now this is the analysis I did in the previous video where I said I wanted to see USDCHF dig into this bearish fair value gap and then run down into this inverse fair value gap. Now let me go into the monthly and then just do a quick recap. Okay, a quick recap. So in the monthly, what I did was I marked this inverse fair value gap. I did make mention of this tiny fair value gap inside there, this order block sitting right here, right? And then you see these are some levels I've already marked, so let's just look at them. So we have this what do I call them, these support and resistance levels, which I've already marked, so let's just use them. So we have on the 3 months chart, you've got this resistance level, or sorry, this support level. You have this resistance level as well, right? Now let's move back into the monthly chart. Let me just get this right. Into the monthly chart here. Into the monthly. So now on the monthly we had this, and then what I did was I moved into the weekly to refine. I moved into the weekly to refine that gap. And inside the weekly, I said I wanted to see price trade into this inverse fair value gap, and just beneath it too, we have this bearish order block right here, this bearish order block. And currently we see that price is respecting this PD array. And then where is this order block also sitting? Right here at this resistance level, 3 months resistance level, right? So we have this inverse fair value gap, the weekly inverse fair value gap, weekly bullish order block, 3 months support level, right? The order block, the bullish order block is sitting on this 3 months support level. Then we are seeing that price is currently respecting that, right? And so from this high to this low can now be what our dealing range, this high to this low, because we've swept liquidity to the left, swept liquidity to the right. Okay, so we move into the daily and the 4 hour to see what makes sense, how we can make sense of this entire trade. So currently we see that we have left this huge bearish fair value gap here, and for price to adhere to or to continue in a bullish run, we would want to see price would break through this bearish fair value gap to the upside before we continue moving to see higher prices, right? To see higher prices. Then currently we have formed this bullish order block inside of the monthly inverse fair value gap, right? And so we have given the sharp turn, swept liquidity here, right? Fair value gap into fair value gap, out of, and so a push into this, a retest of this fair value gap and the order block, and then we can have higher prices going on in here. And then we see this place where there has been no buy side offered, just sell side pushing all the way to the downside. So we want to see price rebalance all these inefficiencies. But then let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see how it goes, let's see how the market plays out, and then we come back, we analyze, we go through why we were right, why we were wrong, and then we move. But this is what I'm seeing in the markets right now with the pairs I'm looking at. And so just take this in, digest this with confluence of how you also see the market, see what you can also see. Share with me if you have in the comment section. Share with me if you agree, if you disagree. Let's link up and then let's collaborate. Yeah, let's collaborate, then let's do things. So until next time, it's time to cash in with these ones. Until next time, it's time to cash in with these ones. You know how we do it. We just cash in with these ones. We take some losses, we take some wins, and then we move on. The markets are there, we are here. And so until next time, guys, like, subscribe, share, trade, learn, do whatever you've got to do. Okay, peace.